All right, we'll go ahead and get started with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll open up for questions. Let's see here. Trying to think we'll go ahead and Coach, and then we'll open it up.
Well, obviously, we got off to a better start today. The insertion of Jacob was worked out nice, and it wasn't that DeMonte had been doing anything poorly. I thought it was just a change. You guys know I don't care a whole bunch about who starts and who doesn't. It's about trying to find that right mix, and then we were able to come in and slide DeMonte in, a little bit more at the guard position. I made a concentrated effort to get Coleman more minutes and involved in the ball game, and then. So I like that. And, 18 assists tonight is something I'm really proud of. I'm really proud of our execution against the zone. We have not seen a lot of zone. They had been playing more zone. And, we've got a very, very good passing team, and that was very evident tonight. Jacob in the high post, Curbelo in the high post, Coleman in the high post. I think we had a possession where we made 5, 6, 7 passes, and there wasn't a dribble until Kofi caught it just kind of to gather himself. And that is so fun to watch. But I liked our energy. I liked our sustainability. The only negative thing, and I told our team this, and was, we made some scouting report mistakes in the first half. But again, this is a special team in terms of Penn State offensively. And Myron Jones got his. He's very underappreciated in our conference in terms of how gifted he is offensively. But I thought we did a great job on Brockington. And Lundy got going a little bit in the first half on some of those mistakes. And then I thought we did a great job on Sessoms. Sessoms is an elite scorer. And we took him out of the ball game, and you take a couple of their guys out, and that was something that was very big for us.
Okay, we'll open up for questions. Joey Wagner, leadoff. Derek Piper, Gavin Good, Robert Rosenthal. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, Brad, the decision to put Jake in the starting lineup, was that something you had been thinking about for a while? I guess how and when did you kind of decide to try that out?
Well, I think that you're always searching, and I guess you hit a little bit of a valley, and you know that something's not quite right. You've got to figure out what exactly that is. And it was Jake's been playing great, and Coleman's been doing some incredible things in practice, and we see his size and length, what that did with 3 block shots, and both of those young guys have been doing some things. And then it's also trying to, you guys know how important it is to come off the bench. I've been studying a lot, our groupings and what our best defensive group is, what our best offensive group is, and trying to play with that a lot so we don't get long runs against us. And so. That was the decision. Jake's earned it, and he was very, very good tonight.
Then we saw it looked like right shoulder area with some ice. What happened, and maybe is there an update on him at all?
It's been something he tweaked in practice a little bit in terms of kind of an aggravated stinger, I guess was a term, and maybe a bruise. And he just kind of aggravated that, and it was just kind of a, how you get a kind of a numb feeling, and that was that's where that's at. So I still had ice on it, and I'll talk with he and the trainer who are visiting with the docs tomorrow to see what's beyond that.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay, go ahead, Derek. Gavin, you're on deck.
Hey, Coach, you guys saw zone in that first half against Northwestern and maybe didn't handle it the best. What do you think has changed the most? Obviously, the passing, you had 7 different guys with an assist tonight. How encouraging is that you handle it differently?
That's great. That's great, Derek. I mean, it's something that we know teams in this league are going to throw out there different points, and we had a little bit of time to prepare for it and work at it. And again, we had some great segments in practice, so our attention and our attention detail in practice was just as good as we played tonight in it. So I'm just so excited about that, because we've practiced that and practiced really good, and to see that carry over tonight was great.
As the schedule stands right now, 10 days away, your next game against Iowa, have you had any communication with the league on any changes or what that could look like going forward?
It's literally day by day right now. I am not expecting any real movement from the league in terms of sliding another game in, conference wise. Every time you make a move, it affects two other teams, and right on down the line, next thing you know, you've got kind of a snowball effect. But we are aggressively trying to find a non-conference opponent that will meet some of our testing protocols to slide in there. But again, it's you're looking at a time slot where a lot of teams are playing. But we'll see how that pans out. Right now, it's unique. We're in the middle of January. We don't know who our next opponent is. So, in terms of, before the Iowa game. So we'll have to wait and see. And I'd like to find a game if we could.
Thanks.
Hey, Gavin, you're up. Robert, you're on deck. Go ahead, Gavin.
Hey, Brad, obviously the big concern was these runs you guys were giving up and slow starts. Got off to a quick start today. Penn State didn't really ever put together any scoring runs, but you guys still did seem to have some periods where, there was some lagging energy, and I saw you upset a few times. What's your critique of this team today?
It was better. I told him I was going to coach him hard, and we've got one of the biggest challenges is the mental component of this, and we would have games last year where we would have we give up 5 points on scouting report errors and makes, and when you scheme and you handle something, you've got to count on guys handling that, and you've got to know personnel, and that was a major part of our preparation for this, was just knowing your personnel, knowing who you're guarding and what he does. So much better, and much more focused, much better energy. And there's going to be a lull in every game. You're not going to score every possession, or you may go 2 or 3 possessions. But I've tried really hard to, help manage that with our bench and the lineups we have in, but also understand that, a team like Penn State can really get going offensively. And I thought defensively tonight, Trent was outstanding, and we did a nice job of taking some of their guys out of it.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, Robert, you're up. Brandon, you're on deck.
Coach, following up on what Gavin said, there was a moment about 10 minutes left. You were kind of in a little lull, about 7 minutes without a basket there, and you put Kofi, Io, and Trent in at the same time. Was that directed toward that? Was that a thought of this a lull is coming, get the starters back in?
There's an opportunity to get some guys some minutes when you've got an 18, 19, 20 point lead, and let them grow through some stuff. And yet you respect how good Penn State is offensively. And, I think we had a, missed layup, and I think Bello missed a layup, and then we had a turnover or two that were casual. And, okay, let's, kind of get back to the guys who brought you to this point, and, and stop that. And I thought we did that.
Thanks.
Hey, Brandon, you're up. Matt Stevens on deck.
Hey, Brad, 14 minutes for Coleman Hawkins tonight. What'd you kind of see from him, and why'd he get some more run tonight?
He's earned it. You guys are going to see at some point in the not too distant future how good a talent Coleman Hawkins is. He's an elite passer. I've said it many times. I love his skill set, and he's earned it. He's been great in practice. He comes in and he's so instinctive. He's a guy that does things that you don't coach. And, just reaction to those blocks and getting to the ball, and I love that, and we're a better team. And we've seen that in practice. When he gets on the court, he does a lot of good things to help us.
Speaking of coaching, you pulled him after he got that technical. What was your message to him after that?
I really like that, and I was, and I say that in about a half serious way. He made a heck of a block, and I kind of like that grit. I was kind of that trash talking. That was kind of me, and made a heck of a play. Now he's got to learn, that you can't do that in front of an official, or you can't be that demonstrative. And the game had a little pitch to it that they were going to call that. But man, I love that emotion.
Okay, Matt Stevens, you're up. Brad Sturdy on deck. Go ahead, Matt.
I couldn't have noticed the 180-degree difference of attitude that Kofi had toward the foul line tonight. He goes up and makes 9 of 13 tonight, and Saturday it just seemed like that was the last place in the world he wanted to be. Is it really that simple of a mental block for him? If he can get that fixed, he can be that dominant.
And I'm saying this. I spent 40 minutes with him the other day, and we made one just little two actually little tweaks, and it was it's about seeing the ball go in. It's amazing what practice does, and when you do it. And he was standing up there, he'd make 13 in a row, miss one, he'd move his foot and reset, and then it'd be 14 in a row, and then he'd miss one. And all of a sudden when you start adding it up, he's 87 out of 100, and it was with a lot of streaks there. And so Kofi's got great touch. He's got really big hands, so sometimes it gets a little more challenging for him. But yeah, he's when he's making free throws, he's a heck of a weapon.
Okay, Brad Sturdy, you're up. Scott Ritchie on deck, and then Alec. Go ahead, Brad.
Coach, you had a talk about Kofi, but it seemed like in the post he was more patient against the double team. He was aggressive against single coverage, but it seemed like he was more patient in the post against the double and triple teams, able to pass out better. How you think he's progressing in that area after that?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that we've had some hard talks with him about, and it's we continue to work with it. And tonight he was in a great place, and aggressive, like you said, in the one-on-ones, and then literally some of our best possessions in the Ohio State game were when he kicked it out. He made the right play, and those will eliminate some of his what I call casual turnovers. Yeah, he's just got to keep seeing him, and it helps when we knew it was coming. We knew where it was coming from, and Kofi's then got the vision and the strength to make the right pass.
Okay, Scott Ritchie, and then Alec. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Brad, I mean, you mentioned the assists, but just in terms of ball movement in general, maybe making extra pass, using it to neutralize the zone a bit, where does this game kind of rank in terms of what you've seen from this team?
Yeah, it's right up there, no doubt. At this point, the unselfishness, the turning down a good shot to get a great shot, and making the extra, and tonight's a night they trap Io. Great, he has 5 assists and probably has another 4 or 5 hockey assists, and that's what good players do, and that becomes really contagious. And so I'm excited, and when we can have possessions where we don't over dribble, we can have possessions where the ball moves, and more importantly, the players move. That's fun to see, and that's really good basketball.
Okay, and then we'll finish up with Alec. Go ahead, Alec.
Hey, Coach, I know you just praised Io's passing ability and the assist that he had tonight, but I think over his last 4 games in the first half, he's like 5 of 26 or 5 of 25 in the first half. How do you kind of get him going in the first half, or what do you guys kind of message to him at this point with this first half?
No messages, none. Just keep being the best guard in the country. I mean, guys, he's at the top of everybody's scouting report. These guys are really good, and they do a great job of taking good players away. I guess my answer is that, I mean, you want him to shoot it over double teams. It's just playing really good, smart basketball, and Io's picking his poison, and he's averaging 23 points a game. I mean, that's, to me, there's no message there.
Or go ahead, Scott. This will be our last question.
Okay. Brad, I guess since Brandon asked you about Coleman's technical, what were your thoughts about DeMonte's, and what was that whole situation that took 15 minutes and resulted in one extra tech?
Yeah, I thought, and again, I've got to watch it, the entire situation. I mean, there was some talking. I thought the officials did a great job tonight. And I mean, when you get Paul Zelk and Chris, and that's a veteran crew, and Kelly, and I thought they did a great job of understanding they're put in a tough spot because it was a timeout. And, so people were, kind of leaving the bench scene, but, it was, heated game and kids playing hard, and some of that happens, and there's going to be some emotion, but it was what it was, and I was glad to see nobody on their side or our side was penalized too heavily.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.